Hello, I'm back and I'm excited to bring more content. Today I want to talk about challenges to growing my closet. At the end of last year, I was sitting about 1,000 active listings, and that was a goal to hit 1,000 listings. Actually, it was a goal to continue on to about 1,400 to 1,500 listings. I don't have any employees. I don't work with anybody else, so that's just me doing that. That should also be noted. I got to 1,000 listings, and then at the end of the year, took a break, held there, and then reevaluated what I wanted to do. And I had this question over on Instagram. They asked me what challenges I had around having a bigger closet. That's a great question. So I wanted to talk about that today, and I won't take too long, but I do want to say that it was really a personal decision to do 1,000 listings. I don't probably do it again. I like to have a bigger closet because I had more options, like for buyers. I sold more. All those things were good because I was always listing. So I'm not complaining. This is not supposed to be a complaining video. I made this decision and I'll probably make it again. But these are unique challenges to having a bigger closet if that's what you're thinking you want to do. Okay, probably at the top of my list was if you hate sharing your closet, if you're not on the Poshmark app or you're thinking about going over there, every individual listing has to be shared individually. There's no share all button. So if you have 1,000 listings, you have to push each listing share. So you'll be clicking your closet 1,000 times. There is no way around that. And sharing is really, really critical to that app. It is like a promoted listing on eBay. It's how you get your item seen to the top of the list. So sharing is super important. And if you have 1,000 listings, I think I timed it once and it took about 35 minutes. But for me, I'm always doing lots of things, and with my kids running around, it always took more like 45 minutes. And that just led me to not want to share. I wasn't sharing enough. So that was a huge factor, actually, just sharing, because sharing is really important. It seemed to be getting more and more overwhelming. So I was like a couple months ago, I just started thinking about how to downsize my closet just so sharing was more easy, fast, especially through the summer with my kids home. This sounds like I'm a little bit of a slacker because I can't sit down and share my closet, but it really was a thing. I needed to just downsize, have less, so I could spend more time with my kids. It wasn't overwhelming. I never want Posh to be overwhelming because I'm doing it because I want to do it. I want to make money. I want to have fun over there. I love the community. Okay, so that's that. Sharing 1,000 listings. I'm at 700 listings, and it does seem a bit more doable. It's like 25 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to get through it. I don't stop. I just try to power through. Right now, I'm sitting at about 40,000 personal shares a month, and that's a goal. Actually, 60,000 shares, self-shares a month is my goal, but throughout the summer, I'm going to settle for 40,000 and not complain about it. Okay, so the second thing is getting to 1,000 listings. I didn't think about this, but just listing. And hang on a second, because if you're at 700 listings, this is what I would do. I would say, okay, in July, I want to get to 900 listings if I was at 700 listings. 200 listings, that's not a big deal, because I would always make monthly goals. But a lot of times I would forget to take into account the amount I sold that month. So typically I sell about 250 listings per month. So I actually didn't need to source just 200 extra listings. I needed to source at least 400 listings to list that month. So in the month of July, if I wanted to go from 700 to 900 listings, I would actually have to list 400 listings. Does that make sense? Because I would have to make up for the listings I would sell. So that's something to take into account when you're going from 100 to 150 or 200 to 250 or smaller numbers. It maybe doesn't seem like a big deal, and if you're not selling as much, it's not a big deal. But if you're selling more, and especially if you have more and you're listing more, you're going to sell more. Those numbers are huge. To list 400, 500 items in a month, that's huge. And I do want to say that if you are going to say, I'm going to list 400 listings, 450 listings, this is actually my third or fourth point, whatever I'm on. I think my third point. That is a financial undertaking as well. A lot of people don't go to Goodwill outlets or bins, what you would call them, and pay by the pound. Most people are going to thrift stores and paying thrift store prices per item. And so picking up an extra 400 items in a month can seem financially daunting. And I think that's something to consider when you see people sourcing a lot, listing a lot, growing their closet, and you want to like stop and compare yourself, is like that's a financial undertaking that not everybody can do, and that's okay. To just like stay in your lane. If you keep building your closet, you'll probably get there too. That was something I didn't really think about actually when I started. The amount of clothes I would need, and actually just the financial investment back into my Posh closet. All of that. So a lot of the money I was making was going back into purchasing clothes to throw back on Poshmark. So a lot of people ask me, did having a big closet make a big difference? Of course it did. Because I had a huge closet, I had more sizes, more opportunities for buyers. A huge part of Poshmark is listing and sharing. And I was listing loads, and I was trying to keep up with sharing. I was a bit better back then because my kids were in school. Some of them were in school. But I would say if you are listing and sharing, you're going to have, and you're growing your closet, you're going to have the same type of effect if you have 1,000 listings or you have 400 listings. So I wouldn't stress about it too much. I would list, I would share, I would do what you can. And it is a financial undertaking. It is a huge time to consider. I don't want to say time waster. It's not a time waster, but you will devote a ton of your time, a ton of your resources to growing your closet to 1,000 listings and maintaining 1,000 listings. Because at 1,000 listings, I'll just say, if you're selling 300 listings a month, then that means you have to at least be listing 300 listings to maintain 1,000 listings. Anyways, so the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger. So you can see how working just myself with 4 kids and a husband, how that can just get a bit overwhelming. So that's why I decided to back up a bit, to maybe reevaluate through the summer. I'm at about 700 listings. I just sold off about 150 listings, and I feel really comfortable here. Yeah, I'm good right here, right now. And if you catch me on Instagram and I'm in a month and I'm like, I'm hitting 1,000 soon, like, don't be surprised, because that's stuff that I do all the time. But I'm good. I'm happy right now. And if you want to do it, I fully support you. But here are some things to consider. So I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.